That's another one. I mean, that's your second podcast. You start with John Kiriakou, then you go to a guy who was tip of the fucking spear.
Yeah.
You know, either get mowed down or mow down.
Mow down.
Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously we know what side he fell on, but like that's pretty heavy. You're jumping right in there once again.
Yeah, what I will say about that is that was
Now you keep bringing up Brent Tucker, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's all over the internet because he's got that anti-hero podcast and all that. Did he have that when you had him on? Did he already have that?
Yes, but so it was started by his co-host, and Brent became a permanent host on it at some point. And I believe, yes, yes, he did have it when I had him on.
Okay. How did you first connect with him?
Dude, I fucking love that guy. I really do. How I first connected with him is he was my second episode, so after John. And again, like we'll talk about John and like the character of some of these people to show up and take a flight and leave their families to go on a platform that I probably had like 7,000 subs when Brent came on. But I connected with him just by reaching out to him and asking him to come on the show because I'd seen him on some other stuff, maybe Team House. What the heck else was he on that I saw him on? And I was like, this guy is, I need to have him on. So yeah, that's how we met. But great dude.
And you did the whole. I like that model sometimes where it's like, you know, you're trying to do 3-hour episodes or something like that, but guy keeps going, you're not going to stop him. So that was a couple. When you put that out, which was really good because it gives people a chance to see different parts of their story too if they're more interested in that or another. But you know, that's another one. I mean, that's your second podcast. You start with John Kiriakou, then you go to a guy who was tip of the fucking spear.
Yeah.
You know, either get mowed down or mow down.
Mow down.
Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously we know what side he fell on, but like that's pretty heavy. You're jumping right the fuck in there once again.
Yeah, what I will say about that is that was I think he'd be okay with me saying this, and like I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but that was a different type of nerves when I sat across from him because like, you know, I don't know, bro. That's just like he's done a lot. And just
for people out there who aren't familiar with his story, can you?
Yeah, so he was a former Delta Force operator, and I'm sure people are familiar that watch your show, but if they aren't, the Delta Force is the Army's Tier 1 Special Missions unit. So it is, like you say, the very tip of the spear. Those are the guys that are, you know, it's part of Joint Special Operations Command with SEAL Team 6. Those are the guys that are doing the fucking Bin Laden raid. So they're not going after Ahmed and flip flops with a ancient Russian pistol.
Why's it got to be Ahmed?
Yeah. That's dude, because John says Ahmed Schmuckmed a lot. I think it's so funny.
All right.
They're going after the most hardcore guys with fortified positions, up in valleys, really hard targets, like really, really terrible people. Like purse snatchers don't get on their radar. So that's who Brent is. He was a Green Beret, which is Army Special Forces for I forget how many years, and then he went to the unit for, I think, 10 years, and he retired in 2018, 2020, something like that. But yeah, that's who he is, and fucking great dude, bro. Like, he is, like, exactly, I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can pay somebody in this space is, like, he's exactly who he is off camera, on camera. And, like, if you watch Anti-Hero, they do this, which I think is a cool format. They do this Thursday Night Live thing where they just drink beers and shoot the shit. And, like, he's that guy off camera. Just super chill, really easygoing, mellow. But, yeah.
Didn't you just go shooting with him, too?
Oh, God, dude. What was
that like?
Oh, that was so much fun.
Where was that?
Okay, so Brent is, like, we've kept in touch after the podcast because, like, I genuinely like him as a friend. And, like, I'm sure, how do I say this? You've had a lot of people in here, and if you were in their city or if they were here, you wouldn't maybe necessarily reach out to all of them to have dinner.
Not all of them.
And not to say that they're not fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
and to be fair, I haven't gotten to hang out with all my guests like I have like a John or a Brent or whatever. Anyway, so Brent was here, and he was training effectively the NYPD SWAT team. And so they're called ESU, which is Emergency Services Unit, and like it's a specific team of that unit. The A team is what they're called, apprehension team. And they basically, you know, if there was tiers in the NYPD, they do like the most high risk warrants, right? Like the really, really hardcore drug dealers, like serve them warrants. They do hostage rescue as part of their charter, I believe. So Brent was here teaching them CQB, which is close quarters battle. And what Brent does is he's got a company called First Responders Coffee Company. And they donate a portion of, not even proceeds, bro, of the money that they make. So it might not even be profit. They donate to first responder causes. And one of the things that he does is he gives this training to law enforcement for free. They didn't even pay for his flights or hotels or Airbnbs.
Wow.
And like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, these are the kind of people, like these guys, these are the excellent people. Anyway, so he was here doing that in New York. And so we got dinner, and when I met him, he brought two of the guys from the team with him. So it was the four of us who went to Quality Meats. Have you ever been there? Uptown by Central Park?
No.
Deep's definitely been there. I know he's been there.
Yeah, I've never been.
I'm just fucking with it. It was good. Anyway, so it was the four of us. We had dinner, had a great time, had some cigars after dinner. And at one point, one of the guys was like, what the fuck did he say? He's like, he was talking to the other guy. And I don't know if I should say their names. Like I think they're great guys. I would love to.
Yeah, stay the name off. That's fine.
Yeah. So at one point, one of them was like to the other one. He's like, "Oh, did you text so and so? Like we need a role player for tomorrow." And like jokingly, I just look at him. I was like, "Oh, you need somebody to come get shot with some sim rounds or something?" And they're like, they look at each other like, "Actually, yeah, if you want." And I was like, fuck yeah, I would love that.
Oh, so you wanted to get shot with sim rounds?
Well, so what a role player is like...
Is that like a fetish?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It does hurt. I'm not into pain.
There's a couple zip ties there if you...
Yeah, no, I'm all set. I'll leave that to you and fucking, what's his name? Tommy G's channel, right?
Yeah, we got Andy back the other day.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
So basically what it was they have a whole facility. They have like a shoot house, which for people that haven't seen one, it was the first time I was in one. It's this kind of modular setup where you can configure doors in a certain way. Like they're like kind of like wood panels that you can slide around, essentially so that you can change the layout of a room every time a team does a run through of it. And they got, they make it look like an apartment. They'll have like a fucking refrigerator or a couch, different furniture types. And so what the point of it is for teams to do CQB in, right? They'll make entry however it is, and they set up scenarios for these teams to then deal with. So there might be a hostage taker, there might be an active shooter. And that was what I did. I was an active shooter role player. And dude, so the first thing, like, there is, again, I don't know, like people for some reason love this, like who's better, Delta Force or SEAL Team 6. They fucking love that.
Oh, they love those arguments.
So
It's so funny.
My only point is, I don't know who's better, but let's say it's Delta Force for the sake of argument. Delta Force is the very best in the world at CQB. So just being a part of a classroom training, having Brent teach these guys something was like, I don't know, bro. It's like having an NBA player explain to you like how to shoot a basketball. Like it's just cool, even if you're into it or if you're not. Anyway, so I go there, and my job, like I said, was to be an active shooter role player. So I basically they give you like, it was like a full face mask, like a long coat, and they gave me. It was a Glock 19, and it was actually like a real Glock, but it was converted for Simunitions. So it's got like a blue slide on it. If you ever see those like trainings, or like a blue bolt in an AR. Can
we pull that up, Joe? Try to see that. What would you type in for that?
Just type in like Simunition Glock or Simunition rifle. I'm sure you've seen it, and it's basically like what a sim round is it's like a high speed paint round, so that you can do force on force training safely. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So, and essentially like the actual round, like if you've gun shooting, you've held like a 9mm round or something. Yeah. It's a real round, and it's got a primer. Where, like, because the gun is the exact same. So when you pull the trigger, the firing pin hits the primer, and then I guess there's gunpowder between that and the paint round. So it's like a real round, and it feels like very real. So they gave me one of those, and Brent like set up this scenario where like I was a barricaded shooter in a room, and like I won't go into the actual details because I don't want to any of their like tactics and what they do. But their job was to basically like, so he was like, okay, how do I explain this? It was like I was barricaded and there was an open door. And he's like, as soon as you start either seeing them come down the hallway or hear them get close enough, just start cracking some rounds off through the door. And then it was on, and it was their job to just unfuck the situation. And
it's on. You got a bunch of Delta Force psychos coming at you.
Well, no, not the unit. This was the NYPD guys.
Whatever.
But
trained by the Delta Force guys, close enough.
Yeah. And what I'll add is that, like,
thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.